I had a few more interesting duels on the ladder that I wanted to showcase. We're playing in Platinum Rank and we are playing Sky Strikers. Now, this duel that I'm about to show you, I feel exemplifies some of the best ways that you can apply creativity to get rid of problem monsters on the field, right? Now, why is this taking so long to load? Hold on. Okay, so I had to reboot my game. So as a lot of you probably know, I'm currently in Nigeria. I've traveled, which is why there haven't been as many streams. My internet is not the greatest out here, and also some of the quality of just various things they've been affected. The mic quality, I don't have a face cam, for example, but I hope that despite that, you're enjoying the content that I'm bringing you while I'm away, and I hope you guys have been enjoying yourselves, you know, while I've been gone. I can't wait to get back to streaming for you, but in the meantime, let's focus on this duel. So, my opponent goes first, and they are, generally speaking, even if it's a coin toss, I, with Sky Strikers, prefer going second. It's a going second deck, in my view, so like, it's a very easy choice. I've built my deck for going second now. They're doing the whole Thunder Dragon shtick. They summon Lupine, and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to keep on having to waiting on this toggle, I'm just gonna max CU now, but they Ash Blossom that, and I feel like that's one of the more fair interactions in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't get to draw all of my cards, but they don't get to negate my actual search, right? So, you know, it's kind of just like a 1-for-1. We each just have one less card in our hand, although going first, having to use your Ash Blossom going first, it doesn't feel great because it is a card in hand, right? It is a card in hand that you would rather use on something more impactful, but then when you think about it, Maxi is like the most impactful thing there is if you're playing a deck that wants to summon a lot, right? So my opponents they're doing the whole Thunder Dragon thing. Now, I personally would make different decisions as a Thunder Dragon player than my opponent does here. This is Platinum Rank. I expect him to be competent with the deck. I learned the deck. This is one of the decks that I've learned myself to play. For example, they do something here where they get a Thunder Dragon in their hand, and when you activate the effect of this version of Thunder Dragon, you do not have to get both copies of the other Thunder Dragon from your deck, which means that, say you summon a Thunder Dragon Titan onto the field, you can get multiple procs of its effect by just holding on to one copy of Thunder Dragon, searching one. That means one's still in your deck, so you search the last one, right? Now, he chooses to get both copies at once, which, again, he probably has a plan here for how he wants this duel to go. He activates Thunder Dragon Fusion and he uses it to make Colossus, which again, not how I generally would go about things, but I'm assuming that he didn't open as optimally as he would have liked to. Now, he uses this Thunder Dragon in his hand's effect to then add the other Thunder Dragon to his hand. I'm assuming he wants to use that in the graveyard for later. Now, I use Widow Anchor to negate the effect of Colossus. Colossus says that while, if this card would be destroyed, so first things first, it's the limited one because it's a very good card. Now, what this card says is, basically, I can't draw cards. Any card effect that will let me draw cards, it's just not even activatable, which means that I can't use the engage in hand. Now, it also says if this would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I banish one Thunder monster from the graveyard instead. Well, not I, they. So they've got quite a bit of ammunition to keep themselves alive. I would have to try and destroy them once, twice. Okay, so I need 2 destruction effects to get over them, right? But instead of doing that, why don't I just negate your effects? I used the Widow Anchor to negate your effects, and now I want to get as many spells in the graveyard as I can. That way my engage will be a +2 rather than just a +1. Well, I guess technically it's a +1 turning into a +2. You know what, never mind, math is hard, right? So, I activate this to banish the Lupine from their graveyard. No particular reason, I just want to banish something that won't give them any added benefits from it being banished. And now I can activate the engage to get myself my array, and I also get an effect failure. Cool. Now I can go into Kagiri. I call it Kagiri or Kagari depending on nothing. It's random. I get my engage back in my hand, and I can search out the deck again. This time I'm getting myself this maneuver card to destroy the Colossus. It's not protected by its own effect because its effect has been negated. Hayate hits the field. I can swing into this card, send a card to the graveyard. I choose to send another copy of Ray to the grave. In case I manage to banish the Ray that's in my graveyard, I link summon into Shizuku, and here's where I get greedy a little. I activate Pot of Avarice. Because I'm like, oh, this is activatable. I wonder why. It's because I sent another Ray to the grave, and so now I have no Rays in the graveyard, right? So I'm completely unprotected here. I activate Upstart, get a card in hand, and I search out a copy of Multi-Roll. Now, I not my proudest moment, but we will still be fine here because of the combination of hand traps that we have. Now, my opponent starts making Thunder Dragon plays that I feel like, I don't want to say make more sense because I'm not trying to insult them here. It's just they play in a different way that I would have gone about things, right? But they go about their business, they go about their grind in order to get themselves a Titan on the field, like I would have thought, right? So they activate Thunder Dragon Fusion. They put back their Colossus so they can make that again if they want to, and Titan hits the field. Now they activate the effect of Thunder Dragon in their hand. And what that allows them to do is chain the activation of the Titan to the card that they activate. Now, I could have activated an effect veiler to negate the effect of this or to prevent the chain from even happening, because I have to chain directly to the effect of the Thunder Monster in hand, but no, I want them to activate the Titan on the field. Now, Titan activates its effect, and I can activate Ghost Ogre. What Ghost Ogre says is when a monster on the field activates its effect, or a spell or trap that's already face up on the field activates its effect, I can send this card from my hand or field to the graveyard to destroy it. Now, Colossus and Titan both have effects that prevent them from being destroyed they can just banish cards from their graveyard instead of getting destroyed, but that's an on-field effect, which means I can now turn my toggle on, chain my effect veiler to my own Ghost Ogre. So when the chain resolves backwards, effect veiler will negate the effect of the Titan to not be destructible, and it negates the effect of the destruction that it tried to carry out. Then it gets destroyed by Ghost Ogre, its own effect is negated, and then the Thunder Dragon still resolves, but it doesn't really matter at this point, right? The order of that chain was very important because the Ghost Ogre had to chain to the activation of Titan, and Effect Veiler had to come after that, so that the effect of, the protective effect of Titan was negated by the time the Ghost Ogre came around. And this isn't revolutionary, I'm just putting this out there because, like, there are fun ways to go about things. It was the same thing once with spells and traps, the other time with monsters, and so yeah, you just kind of have to get around them with the options that your deck has, and think creatively in terms of what you like to do. Don't make misplays like me. Be better than me at the game. But yeah, so as you can probably imagine, we go on to win this duel. We're just going through the motions at this point. Now, I summon onto my field their Verte Anaconda. They were so gracious as to put a Link 2 monster in the graveyard, so I can go into a Link 3. I don't want to use its effect here. I just want to make myself an access code talker, right? Access code will hit the field. I can destroy their IP Masquerena after boosting my own attack. Then I can activate the effect of multi-roll on the field to send my field spell to the graveyard to summon a Ray from my deck, and that is game. So GG's to my opponent. I hope you enjoyed this little gameplay snippet. And I'm gonna do some live commentary soon as well. Why did I pause it? Some live commentary soon as well. I just kind of want to have fun while I'm away with different forms of videos and just ways to keep you entertained. You know, this is like Soul Light. So if you enjoy this, please like the video. It really does help me out. Subscribe, and I will catch you later. Bye.